evolution of the industry has changed to where record keeping is tremendously more important.
Made a new rule and everybody had to start keeping records.
Everything's documented.
So I've logged into the ApRecs grower dashboard, and here I'm going to show you how to run reports for your application records and recommendations. There's a couple of places you can do that. Now I land on the main records tab, and of course I can use the filters here to search for particular application records or recommendations, and I can view, print them right here from this main screen. But if I want to go and grab a batch of records for the entire season or for a particular lot or block, or I want to filter it by grower number, there's an easier way. And I'm going to show you that here in the report section. In the report section, you'll notice that there's 4 base reports for a grower. Application record report, which, as the name would imply, it allows you to filter by packers, customer locations if you manage multiple, individual locations, grower numbers, and down to the field block or lot variety number, as well as by product or active ingredient. So the use case for this would be that you want to send a particular report for just one grower number to a processor, and they want all of your records for maybe grower number 1, 2, 3, 4 on all cherries, or maybe just a specific variety of cherries. In order to do that, I can filter starting left to right on any of those columns, and if I have a lot of options, I can even use the search filter to be able to quickly drill into just those items that I'm looking for. I can remove those filters by deleting them, and it'll show them all back for me again. I can choose the grower number that I want, and it'll automatically filter down to just those fields associated to that grower number. Now, if I'm starting to filter through this list and I start to notice that there should be other items associated, or maybe it's not a complete list, you can always go back to the My Account tab under your locations and look at your field configurations to make sure that you have the proper packers and grower numbers associated to your fields. If you go back and make changes in My Account, it will apply those changes to all of your records so that you could run the most up-to-date and current reports. Let's say that I have all of the fields properly associated in My Account, so I can just continue with this report. Here I've chosen the grower number, and I want to just run for bings. I can filter by date range if I'd like, or I can choose for just particular products. Maybe I want to know if a certain product or a certain active ingredient is present on a application record that I did this year. If not, I can just run the report. By running the report, it allows me a quick view of what's on that report before I send it. Here's the quick view. It shows me an abbreviated product table, which fields and what packers are associated to that record. I can see here that this is filtered down to just those fields that contain, or just those records that contain the Bing cherries. Now in this particular record, it also shows Lapins. That's because they were included on the same application record, and since that application contains Bings, it's included here in the report. If I like what I see, I can go ahead and export it, but if I want a closer look, I can use this View button to see the actual application record detail. It'll open up in a new window, so you want to be sure to check for pop-up blockers or anything preventing that from being viewed. Here's the application record in detail, including all of the specific information that I might be looking for. Once I close that, I'm right back where I left off. If I want these records to go off into a quick email or save them to a disk, I can use the PDF export function to save them as one zip file. It may take a couple of minutes to process, but you'll notice that it contains one zip file. I can give it an easy name to remember, save it to my hard drive, and now I have a file containing all of the records that I can send off to my packer, processor, or sales desk. Now they have the records they need, and I'm only sharing just the specific information that I want, when I want, to who I want. The application record report is also useful when you're just trying to find specific products or specific active ingredients. For example, if I want to go ahead and uncheck all of these and look across all of my locations and all of my products and all of my fields for a specific active ingredient, let's say maybe boron, I could run a report across everything, searching for any application record that might contain boron. And I can see here that boron is included on both of these application records. It also includes other products, of course, included in that application. However, this is filtering all records only to those records for all locations that include the keyword boron. Just the same as before, I can easily print or export that information off to my business partner. In addition to the application record report, we also have two other similar reports, our Applicator report and the custom export function. These are similar because, as you notice, when you click on the tab, they have the same kind of filtering and sorting functionality, where I can again start by choosing just the packer or packers that I wish to associate, selecting a single location or multiple locations, multiple grower numbers or single grower numbers, or just choosing it down to a field or variety level, allows me to now run a report that now includes not only the application records themselves, but also it'll include the applicator detail hours. So if you're doing cholinesterase testing or you want to know which applicators applied which fields, you can easily run a report there that'll total up the hours for you. Had I been tracking the hours, those hours would appear in this column, and I can filter and sort by supervisor or by applicator as needed. I'm going to skip over the custom report. I'll get back to that in just a second. Export operates the same way as the application record report as well as the applicator report. The primary difference here is that now you can include both recommendation data as well as application records. So if you want to include application records, by default it's selected, but I can also choose recommendations. Recommendations such as those that have been converted into records or those that have ever been presented to the account. So if I'm trying to find whether or not there's a probability or a likeliness that a particular active ingredient or product has been applied, I have a broader scope of being able to see not just the application record, but also the recommendations. By default, we don't include recommendation data, and you can choose to include it by just using this drop-down menu here. The other primary difference with the Export tab is while it works similarly to the Application Records report and it provides the same exact data, this allows you to download a CSV or a spreadsheet version of this application record data. I'll show you what it looks like. Just the same as the export function, it'll save that to your hard drive. It zips up all the information into one zip folder in case it's a large file, so you can easily access it here. Now this information is included into a CSV sheet, which can be easily turned into a table view by hitting Control-T, allowing you to filter and sort and search by any of these columns for detailed analysis within Excel. This information can be imported into third-party systems or used for graphing and reporting or other business requirements that you may have. Once you're done, you can close those windows and end up right back where you left off. Now on to the custom report. The custom report allows you to build a CSV export, something that you could open up in Excel, for a variety of fields relating to application records. This also allows you to pull information about your field configurations, your applicators, and equipment. Here I'll show you a quick example. Let's say I want to build a custom report. The first thing I'll want to do is just hit the Add button to create a new report. I can give this report a name. Let's say total product used this year. I can now choose from any of the product tables and add additional fields. So I can choose from all product tables available, just application specific, the product details, applicators, equipment, fields, specific harvest lots or locations. I can choose any of those parameters that I want. Well, let's take a look at what all of my options are. I can search for a particular option by using this search. Let's say I want to know the total product applied. Here's my total product applied. I can easily search for them, or sometimes it's faster to just come in and say I'm looking for application products, and what I'm looking for here, I just clear out that filter, is I'm looking for the product name, the active ingredient EPA number, the total rate per acre, total product applied, and the unit of measure. I can add those to the report over here by using this arrow button. Now I have these fields on my report. Let's take a look and do a quick view of just the first 25 rows of that report by clicking the little eye icon next to the report name. Now I can see that I have the products, the active ingredients, EPA numbers if they're applicable, the rate per acre, the total product applied, and the unit of measure. I'm looking at this report and these heading columns don't quite offer the best title for me. They're not as meaningful as I would like, and so I can easily change those. Now, a couple reasons why I may want to change those is, first of all, it's easier for me to understand or to send somebody else in my office that could understand them more easily, or perhaps I want to integrate them into a third-party system that has specific column headers that need to be used. I can change the names of those fields over here. When I hit View again, I now have new column headings. This report can also be exported just the same as the other reports that we showed you. Just select the report that you'd like and hit Export. Again, it saves it to your desktop and allows you to quickly and easily be able to open this up in Excel and analyze that information as you see fit. As a quick hint, you can go ahead and place your cursor there at the intersection below the headings and hit Control-T in most newer versions of Excel, and it will automatically turn that into a table for you. Now you're able to sort, search, and filter in Excel just as you normally would. If you need any help building custom reports or reporting in general, feel free to give our help desk a call. So we just showed the reporting function for application records, applicators, as well as building your own custom reports or exporting that data into Excel. If you need additional help, feel free to go ahead and click on this Help Contact, visit our Knowledge Center on reporting, or just give us a call.